Hey, what's up, everybody? Welcome back to the podcast, Our New Narrative, with the broke capitalist here. What we're trying to do here is change the narrative to falsehoods, misguided, or misleading information from mainstream news and media across the board to something more aligning with the truth. Now, everybody has their opinion, but certain things I've noticed, and if you're watching this, you've probably noticed it as well, legacy media just tends to always lean to the left. Always. I mean, always, except for Fox and maybe OAN or whatever. But come on, you're talking Hollywood, local news, national news, the school systems, everything leans toward the left, meaning toward the Democratic Party, meaning toward the values they represent, which, in my opinion, it was based upon historical fact, leans more toward socialism than capitalism. Okay, and I'm not going to get into a debate about socialism and capitalism, but I think we can all agree that the Democrats lean more toward socialism than capitalism compared to the Republicans. And I'm not here to say vote Republican, don't vote Democrat. I'm not doing that. I believe if your opinions are based off of what you're getting from the mass media or legacy media, your opinions may not reflect reality. And before we get into the rest of this, I want to ask you to please like, share, subscribe to keep this channel going. Yay to us or to me, whatever. I passed 100 subscribers. Yeah, so it's a good day for me. Let's get it up to 200 as soon as possible. But I want to give a shout out to someone who's been an inspiration, honestly. And I saw another young African-American man give a shout out to this guy as well. But for, I think, similar reasons. But Tim Pool, the old skateboarder with the Scully. This dude is now I can't even call him old. He's like young. He's my political news source on YouTube. And I came across him when he was on the Joe Rogan podcast with Jack Dempsey of Twitter. And he was just kicking the facts, man. And I was like, wow, that's cool. It took me about, I don't know, maybe 6 months to actually check out his channel and, keep checking it out. But he's become my daily news source. Why? Because he's just got common sense, man. You just can't find that anywhere. He'll point out when something is bad. By the Trump did this, I don't agree with it. Here are the facts that we know so far, and this is why I don't agree with it. You go to the mass media, Trump did this, you should hate it. Here's a commercial. I mean, come on, man. We're smarter than that. I believe we're smarter. I hope we're smarter than that. And so today is the day of the first debates, right? And this weekend, I'm telling you why I made this podcast. This weekend, I was with some friends and love them all dearly. And, we were eating and drinking, and eventually, you get a group of people together. It's election year. Hey, what do you guys think about the election? I want to hear what you think, says one of my friends, right? And so I listened to the MSNBC, CNN talking points go back and forth across the table. And I'm just sitting there. They're all Democrats, right? They're all left-leaning. God bless them. And I'm supposed, you're looking at me, so I'm supposed to be, left-leaning, hate Trump, blah, blah, blah. But I'm just like, eventually the conversation stops and everybody's looking at me. So Andre, what do you think? Nah, let's not go there. You don't want to, let's not do that. I really want to know. Let's not, it ain't, I'm thinking there's no way I'm going to be able to convince these people that what they know may not reflect the truth, especially in the setting I'm in. But hey, man, they got it out of me. So basically what I tried to do, and this is what I'm gonna suggest to you, fighting the fight for you. What I tried to do was point out that if your opinion of the orange guy, Trump, is based off of legacy media, the information you receive to form that opinion may not necessarily reflect reality. And there's different sources like the internet, like Tim Pool, that can give you unbiased facts and allow you to form your own opinion. And that's what I've done, right? I've gone from crying in a bar in San Francisco with my boys when Obama won to hindsight 2020, looking back on that, was like, man, he was a great guy, sharp dresser, he can hoop, he was cool, I mean, articulate, great orator, everything. Dude's a socialist. I ain't down with it. Just not down with it. Sorry. And so as I'm getting into this debate, and sometimes it gets heated, because what I was trying to do was take the conversation to the mass media's manipulation of the truth, to have them thinking that all Trump was a racist, an idiot, blah, blah, blah. And like Mark Twain said, and like I often say here, it is easier to fool somebody than to convince them that they've been fooled. So I already knew going into this that it's just not worth doing. Like, honestly, it's sad to say. So that's why the podcast is here, so that you can share this information with someone and maybe they can start, put a little chink in that dam. And so maybe one day the truth, the narrative of the truth can flow out, right? But it's going to take you subscribing here and subscribing to podcasts like Tim Pool, Joe Rogan, and others who aren't influenced by their sponsors, right? And so during the end of the conversation with my friends, and by the way, none of them look like me. I'm the only African-American there. And the reason I say that is because typically, African-American lean left, at least historically, the recent history anyway. So I just wanted to let you know the demographics of the conversation were Caucasian and one Hispanic, Indian, and one Indian, from India. Well, not from India. Anyway, it don't matter. I said, look, since that wasn't working, I said, look, I like to vote for someone who's accomplished something. And they were like, well, what has he accomplished? And I'm like, well, okay, well, recently the Abraham Accords. What's that? Oh, you didn't hear about the Abraham Accords? No. Could it be because CNN and NBC just dismisses the fact that the president of the United States has been nominated by at least 3 people for the Nobel Peace Prize for this peace in the Middle East agreement, basically between Israel and United Arab Emirates, and some other countries are signing on. Then I mentioned the Paris Climate Accords. That what I mentioned was we pulled out, and when we did pull out, the sky was falling, right? Oh, the United States is going to cause the world to explode. We pulled out of this Paris Climate Accord, whatever, and now we're all doomed. That's all you heard, right? But what happened? Well, apparently, the United States, who didn't sign the accord, had emitted less CO2 than anybody who did sign the accord. We don't think that's a net good. That's why won't CNN, NBC say that? Or, you know what I mean? Like, even if you don't like the guy, you could say, look, I disagree with everything Trump has ever done ever in life. He once said it was cloudy. He once said it was partly cloudy and it was actually partly sunny. I hate Trump, right? But this Paris Accord thing had a good outcome. How come you can't do that, right? So legacy media, to me, just disingenuous, man. I can't say that much. I mean, what else can I say? But the conversation got around to me saying, look, what has Trump accomplished? I can tell you he's accomplished more than Joe Biden has accomplished in 50 years. He's been there less than 4 years. He's accomplished more than that. And I can say that with all the confidence in the world. Where's your proof? Okay, so what I went to the internet and I said, okay, what has Trump accomplished? First thing that comes up, click on it. Unfortunately, it was I think a statement from the White House dated 2018. So I read the first one, read the second one, read the third. Whoa. Where's that from? From the White House. No, I don't want to hear it. It's biased. It's biased. I'm like, I mean, there's like 60 things on this list. Are you saying they're all lies? Like, come on, man. So I didn't go anywhere. We agreed to disagree, but they did come around to agreeing that the legacy media has been dishonest, misleading at best, and that they should seek out alternative news sources. So that was a net win for me, right? I'm not trying to get anybody to vote for anybody. I think it's too important to be influenced by someone. Your vote shouldn't be influenced by your friend. You should gather the information, read, check out the policies and things like that and decide what's best for you and your family. I think it's common sense. But after I got home, it bothered me, that I got shut down on this 2018 thing. So I went and looked for something more up to date, and I found it. And I'm not going to go through all this, but this is just, hey, look at that. Fact check list of Trump's accomplishment by his favorite newspaper, the New York Times. So I know this is going to be biased, swinging to the left, right? So I'm not going to go through all of this because you know what? In 4 years, what did your boy used to say a long time ago? Winning. 4 years, he's marked up. He got down to 123, with the last one being U.S. stock market continually hits all-time record highs. I'm just going to go over the first couple. And again, if you still here with me, God bless you, love you. Please like, share, and subscribe. But number one they have here, and I can't read it because I'm in the way. Trump recently signed 3 bills to benefit Native people. One gives compensation to the Spokane tribe for loss of their lands in the mid-1900s. One funds Native language programs. And the third gives federal recognition to Little Shell tribe of Chippewa Indians in Montana. True, but, right? 2, Trump finalized the creation of Space Force as our 6th military branch. And, the legacy media went out of their way to make a Netflix prodigy of that accomplishment. And here in the New York Times says true, but senior military leaders publicly opposed its creation, including Trump's Secretary of Defense, James Mattis, because they argued it would create further complicated bureaucracy and contract the Air Force's work to defend the country's space assets. You don't think they can figure that out? How to do that? Okay. 3, Trump signed a law to make cruelty to animals a federal felony so that animal abusers face tougher consequences. True. But a bipartisan group in Congress also deserves credit. Violent crime has fallen every year he's been in office after rising during the 2 years before he was elected. True, but the violent crime rate has dropped steadily since 1999, from 523 per 100,000 inhabitants in 1999 to 432 in 2009 to 369 in 2018. The rate rose slightly in 2015 and 16, but the general trend has been a long downward slide that predated his election. So let's take that away. It happened under his watch. It's something good. Let's take that away. All right. Trump signed a bill making CBD and hemp illegal. True, Congress also deserves credit for the inclusion of this measure in the 2018 Farm Bill, which Trump signed. Okay. 6, Trump's EPA gave $100 million to fix the water infrastructure problem in Flint. Both President Barack Obama and Trump deserve credit for this allocation, which was set in motion before Mr. Obama left office. There's absolutely nothing wrong with that statement. Apparently it's true. I can't refute it, but you get what I'm saying here. No matter what, if it's something good, they just can't leave it alone. They have to attach it to something else. It wasn't really Trump, it was this, right? I think it's totally dishonest. Under Trump's leadership in 2018, the U.S. surprised Russia and Saudi Arabia to become the world's largest producer of crude oil. True, but domestic oil production has been expanding since 2010, predating the Trump administration. Trump signed a law ending the gag orders on pharmacists that prevented them from sharing money-saving information. True, but, right? And I ain't gonna go through all this. All right, number 10, Trump signed a bill to require airports to provide spaces for breastfeeding moms. Hey, here's one, and I'm gonna stop at 11 and 12, I think. 25%, the 25% lowest paid Americans enjoyed a 4.5% income boost in November 2019, which outpaced a 2.9 gain in earnings for the country's highest paid workers. Probably true. Before the pandemic struck, low-wage workers saw wages increase. Dude, they are pathetic. I'm sorry, man. This is just pathetic. And this is dangerous, man. This is so, is it unethical? It's pathetic for one. I mean, thirsty, whatever adjectives we can put out there. Disingenuous, dangerous, fraudulent. I mean, come on, man. Low-wage workers are benefiting from higher minimum wages and from corporations that are increasing entry-level pay. It is grossly misleading to claim this as a Trump accomplishment. Higher state and local minimum wages are results of state and local laws increasing the minimum wage. That's true. In the local area, not federal law, but there is such a thing called the federal minimum wage, right? It's enacted, the Davis-Bacon Act. And I'll talk about that in some other podcasts. Worst thing that ever happened to Black America, by the way. Mr. Trump has flip-flopped on raising the federal minimum wage. So this actually makes no sense when you consider what they just wrote. Low-wage workers are benefiting from higher minimum wages and from corporations that are increasing entry-level pay. Entry-level pay and a minimum wage are not necessarily the same thing, right? I hope you guys can see that. If not, I'm sorry. And I'm gonna leave it there. And if you're still here, God bless you. Please like, share, subscribe to this content. Watch the debates tonight, preferably on C-SPAN, because they're pretty much, hey, let it fly. You don't have to hear these commentators telling you what to think. And that's the commentators on the right and the commentators on the left. You're an adult, you got a right to vote. You should know who you're voting for and the policies that they are presenting and what they have accomplished. So Biden should be able to talk all night without interruption because he's been in the Senate for 50 years. Right? All right. Peace out, y'all. Come back again. Again, please like, share, subscribe. God bless you. Have a great day. I'm out.